What a shit show. Really, guys, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, and it shakes me up. I'm happy you're here because, as I said, we got lots of things to talk about. We got a coin, and you know what? It's always a special stream for me when I can actually announce a new coin that we are buying. And today on this stream, I'm going to allocate of Betty's portfolio 10,000 for this coin. And today we're going to start right off after the intro. We're going to start allocating 5,000 and then we're going to see, because in case the market's going to go down, we're going to average in. But hey, getting this coin at 94% down from its all-time high, top quality coin. Let me just say, in the recent past week, consensus, right? In case, I mean, you must know consensus if you follow this little channel. Well, they're partnering up with this protocol. Curve Finance is going to launch their protocol on them. Let me know if you know which coin this could be. Then we're going to talk a little bit about, the crypto news. And I also want to point out that in the end, a little bit about the circus that's going on when we are talking about the monetary system. When we talk about the current financial markets, when we watch mainstream media, what they are real clowns, even bigger clowns than me, even though their microphones always work. So let's start. And remember, today, this little show is only for the sexy looking people. But let's start, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel and you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please do me a favor, hit like, smash, subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is really important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi and I am number one, and I have proven that, and I will again today.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's young, he's handsome, he's a prophet, he's a poet. They know it. I must be the greatest. I told the world.
But as always, there's one thing that we need to do, and that is to go in and look at the level of market manipulation. And we go in here. And yeah, I mean, it's almost boring to always look at this, but we are looking at the 15 minutes. And what are we seeing? We're seeing, yeah, it's so small that I can hardly see. Bitcoin is up 1% and Ethereum. I've got to do this a little quicker today because we've got so many things to go through. Because Ethereum is up almost 4%. And then we got DOT holding at 5.32. It's so boring, 2.9%. And then we got Cardano at 30 cents on the dollar. We will also touch a little bit on Cardano and this Adana thing. Yeah, that's just a part of the news. And let's see what's going to happen there. Again, what I do like about today is that when you look at these 15-minute charts, they are not completely correlating. But this is really not the main topic of today. At least we need to have a look at Bitcoin. You see, it's also funny because, if you're a short-term trader, you might look at these charts all the time. I don't, right? So when we have these streams, I like to that we can look at it together. So looking at the weekly with the 7-day moving average, yeah, we're still below. Yeah, besides that, we're going to talk about the new coin. I am actually gonna go out on the limb and make a prediction today. And yeah, let's wait a little. So we're still below, and yeah, let's see. I mean, still, what I want to point out, and maybe this is kind of important. I've always said, if you want to be a successful investor, you got to go against the trend. I mean, I think you know that, right? So when everybody's talking about, when the market is, it's hard to, you cannot quantify mathematically when the market has hit its all-time high or when it has bottomed out, right? I always say there's one thing that's difficult, that is timing the market. However, there are some indicators and that you can follow, right? Now, I do think that, if we do some very simplistic quantitative analysis, we would say that every time that Bitcoin will have its next bull cycle, we tend to see 3 times the value of the past all-time high. Okay, so that's something that we can kind of, take into consideration. The other thing that we can take into consideration, that is when, as I always say, when the taxi driver, when the milkman and the waiter down at the local bar around the corner from Kakadu, when they're all saying, now is the time to buy. When you take the taxi from the hotel to the airport and the taxi driver is telling you to buy Bitcoin, well, then it's time to sell. However, on the contrary, when everyone Sister Shelly and Brother Jamal are talking about you gotta sell, we gotta sell, you gotta sell, well, then you know it's time to buy. And this is what I'm really trying to emphasize. Now let's go back and look at the chart. You see, there's so many, I don't know what you want to call them, analysts or channels or whatever, idiots that are now, they will go in and they will look at the daily. They might even look at the hourly. And then they will sit and they will look, okay, we are now at 16,000 and we could go down to 8. Yeah, we could go down to 5. Yes, we could. But they're putting way too much emphasis on it. And that is what I'm trying to say, that when everybody is talking about that we're going to go to 8 or 5, we might, but we might also not. You see, the reason why I'm not talking about we're going to reach 8 or 5, we could spend all our energy, all our time on that. On trying to identify, are we really going to lose? Are we going to go down to, I understand from 16 to 8, that's 50%. But remember where we came from. Back in January 2021, when we were around 40-some thousand, that's when I said we're going to see 20 and then 12. I really don't care if we're not going to see 12. You see, at the time when we were 40, already predicting 20, predicting 12,000. Now that's a massive move down. Would it really have mattered if I said that time it's going to be 8 and we will really wait for that? No, you got to look at the big picture. And the big picture is that we still believe that Bitcoin will ultimately hit, I think in the next bull run, 200,000. So what is interesting is the altcoins that we are going to pick up. I hope you get it. And now let's have a little chit chat. And in the meantime, let's enjoy, because if we buy now, we will be the winners of tomorrow. By the way, that's our old transition. So let me see who is here. Crypto terms, you are new. What are you saying? Buy Long and Terra and forget about Karura. Better buy Cross Network. Hey, I love Cross Network and I love Cross Shadow, and I'm averaging in. Even, I have a consistent buy order at, at 39 minicent on Cross Network on Kraken. Thank you for sharing that. Panas, my good friend, how are you doing? It does make sense what you say. It makes sense what you say, Panas, and you're good looking tonight. Geht dir nichts an? Nico, mein Bruder, schön dich anzusehen. Yes, I'm happy you're here. Vielen Dank. Vielen lieben Dank. Jose da Hojas. I don't know. And Karura, good. I still believe Karura and Akala. I love it. I'm a big believer in the Polkadot ecosystem, and I'm a big believer in, and this is where, we did have a small position in Adana, which we will talk about later, but we never ever spoke about it. We never dedicated as we did to Akala and Karura. By the way, I've also said before, I think that it could be a pretty good bet buying the stable coin on that, even though the AUSD, the Akala dollar, is trading around 30% below its peg, or below the dollar value, I think it's going to go up there. I have a position for Betty where we are betting on that. But these are things I don't talk so much about, because remember, everything I say and do here is not financial advice. I just have to do that because today there's going to be a lot of advice, but not financial. And Ahab, awesome Mystic, Kusama. Yeah, today is not really dedicated to Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, but yes, I love Kusama. I loved it. I've loved Kusama ever since it was trading around $7, and we still love it. And we are, in fact, not me, but Betty, we are still providing liquidity. In fact, on Karura, we are we hold between 2 to 10% of each liquidity pool. So Ivan 1381, clear, thank you so much. And Crypto Allah is here, and Kay is here, Thomas is here, Oliver is here, and Love Botton is here. I feel like we are not the littlest channel on the interweb today. That's how I feel. Okay, guys. I know that a lot of you came to see the coin, so let's do that first, and then let's get into the news, right? So that you don't feel that I'm wasting too much of your time, because that's one thing I'm good at, just chitting and chatting away. The coin Did anyone guess? Did anyone guess? Jay Beer, did you guess? Blockchain Bully is here. Raymond is here. What about Bully? Can you guess it? Did anyone guess what it is? What do you say? Stealth Dan and Sarah Hamid and Dale. Hallelujah. I mean, it looks like we're becoming big. Chaotic Rage is here. Happy when you're here. Did anyone guess? Umbrella, yeah, okay, we will talk about Umbrella in the end. I think Umbrella, let's take those. Samuel is here. Oh, I feel even today the whole family is here. Anchor, I think, Anchor, that's with the Terra, right? We're not doing so much on the Terra ecosystem at the moment, to be honest. Anyway, the coin that we are at, that we will buy right after this little intro, a Star is great, Akala is great. No, we are today buying worth of, are we allocating of Betty's portfolio 10,000, today 5,000, to the coin called CELO. That's it. There are 6 billion smartphones on Earth, and CELO seems to be prepared for all of them. So, just to, to make a little short summary, we can see currently CELO is trading around 62 cents on the dollar. It had its all-time high on August the 30th, 2021. Slightly over a year here. It is down currently 93.7% from its all-time high. Now, I have pointed out here in green, and remember this, I really have to say this one more time, it's not financial advice. But, so, yeah, we're going to allocate 10,000. At roughly estimate, that means probably you're going to get 16,200 tokens or coins. And if it should reach its all-time high, that would equal almost 160,000. So let's go over and do that first. I think I don't know if we're allowed. I mean, I'm really not recommending or front running. I mean, this is a big coin, right? It has. Well, maybe we should just look at. Let's just look at a few facts before we move on. It has currently a market cap of 290 million, fully diluted market cap of 615 million, and yeah. So let's go over and do that. I mean, so I'm really not front running anything here, to be clear. What I do is that I'm gonna use Binance for this. I've already prepared. Remember, everything we do here on the streaming computer is only for purpose show. Anyway, so we can see here CELO, BUSD, and I have the weekly here. We can just put in the I don't know, the 1 minute. You will also see here that when I trade the way I do, this is not trading, right? We are investing, because we don't have any. I don't. It's not like I want to sell this here tomorrow. When you put in the 1 minute chart, how does that look? It doesn't look so fancy. It also really, let me just put in here 1 hour. Maybe that's better. 1 hour also looks very boring, huh? Hallelujah. Anyway, so as I said, we will go in, and I will buy at market. That's how simple it is. So the amount of CELO. So let's say, what is it that we approximately can get? Let's say 8,000. And we will buy. Usually I do not buy at market, I have to say. Usually I would put in, I would put slightly below the highest bid. But in this case, because, otherwise we will get old here. So, yeah, buy. And then let's see. It goes usually pretty quick. And then let's see what we got here. Order is here. And you can see, so we got 8,000 at 0.61 cent on the dollar. So the other, I will average in the future, because it can be that we will. Where could this? I mean, now this is really, I don't like to predict short-term outcomes, but if the market will go down, then obviously we need to be prepared for that. So let's look here at the daily. What do you say? Are any of you guys aware of CELO? What do you think of this coin? So here we're looking at the data. It looks like I just pushed it up, right? No, but we did not. Wrong here, but I'm sorry. I just have to. There's always something here. Why does it look like this? You see, when I do something new here, then it always becomes some monkey business. Anyway, I don't know why it doesn't really show the chart the way it should, but yeah, maybe now we're getting there. Yeah, here maybe. Here we will go over and use coin market cap. There we can just see it better. That's a good thing here. So what I really like about this is that when they launched in back in 2020, you could see we are basically getting it below the IPO price, or when they got listed, right? So when they started, they got listed in 2020, and then it went all the way up to whatever it was, there's $7-8, and there's something. Yeah, there we go. We can see what was the high that we had. Yeah. Oh, this is some real monkey bit. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, the high was $9.82 over a year ago. It doesn't look like it actually hits here at $9, but I don't know if there's something with the chart. Anyway, I mean, this has been also a protocol that's been talked a lot about. And we really have the opportunity here where many other investors would wish that they would enter at this price. Anyway, so let's go, and I'm not going to talk too much about the protocol today. I think the biggest announcement for today, we'll make a separate video, but is that consensus is there, curve is there. Go in, check out the website, and I mean, they're on top of the things what they do. And basically, if we should go in and see what it was that consensus's reason, or what they wrote, is that Infura, which is obviously a protocol built by consensus. So Infura and Celo, they're going to partner together. And the brief statement from consensus was, and it's just a week ago. And that's actually why, I don't know if you noticed, but the price, last week, Celo really pushed up. And that's again another sign, if you will go in and look. Unfortunately, my charts here, they don't really work. But probably there was some insider trading going on. And of course, that's never good, right? But the price really jumped. And I was kind of thinking something is going on. And indeed it was. And that's why I'm lucky that it has now retraced a little bit. Because probably the people at Celo and Consensus have probably bought a few coins for their own pockets. So what did they say? They announced that they partnered with Celo, the carbon negative Ethereum virtual machine compatible layer 1 blockchain built for real world use cases to drive mainstream adoption of the Web 3.0. We will be speaking more about this in the future. Then also here, there just the latest two announcements, Curve and Celo. So Celo announced the Curve Finance, and remember, I've been talking a lot about Curve. I think it's one of the top quality DeFi coins. It's live on Celo, allowing users to swap stable assets for real-world use cases. And now, in case you really do not know what Celo is, let's go. And I always think, I mean, this is not how I really do the research, but I always like to use CoinMarketCap. It's actually very reliable. So what is Celo? Well, it's a blockchain ecosystem focused on increasing cryptocurrency adoption among smartphone users. It's a little bit similar to what we are seeing with IOTA Miota, right? So by using, what you can use, by using phone numbers as public keys, Celo is hoping to introduce the world's billions of smartphone owners, including those without banking access, to transacting in cryptocurrencies. Now, it's a very green blockchain, and that's important these days, right? Especially when you ask the World Economic Forum. However, when you also look at the team that is behind it, is really quite impressive. And here, where do we have it here? You should go in, and I mean, they have Now, of course, I cannot find it here. But some of the founders of Silo, they are really, I would say, the big shots from the industry. You can see who are the founders of Silo. Here we go. And that's good. It was originally founded by a team comprised of people from MIT, Stanford, Google, Square, Circle, Visa, GoDaddy, World Bank, Federal Reserve Bank, Harvard University, University of Pennsylvania. I mean, you can just hear Department of Justice, Bank of America, Capital One, Twitter. I think that this is really could be a top quality coin of the future. Anyway, we got so many things to talk about, so we need to move on. I just want to see if anybody in the chat has anything to say, and let me have a Bahama Mama moment on the way. Bahama Mama. So let me see. I think Lilo is a great project. Thank you. What do you say, Harry Smith? Thank you. Enjoying the show from sunny Thailand. I wish I was there with you, because I am. I'm in cold, snowy, without electricity Ukraine. I still didn't get out of here. I'm leaving tomorrow. How are you, the Queen? Good to see you. Crypto terms. I will be top 10 in February. Okay, good to hear that. It's good. I'm happy. We will look at that. Scale Network is also good. We love Scale Network also because it is also a part of the Consensus Mesh portfolio. But it's been taking a long time. Okay. So Dr. Gavin Wood for the W. Yeah, Robin Hood. Okay, so now at least everybody knows which coin it is that we are entering. So let's move into the other news of today that we need to talk about. What I already pointed out, right, is everybody is speculating. It's I have to emphasize that every YouTube channel, they are like driven by talking about how the market is going to go further down. And I will make a prediction. It's just my prediction. I do think that from a traditional global macro perspective, that we are going to see the traditional markets implode, and they need to. But you see, the question that we gotta ask, that we need, that we do need to ask ourselves is, how much lower can the crypto market actually go? This is the question that we should all be asking, right? Because we look at Bitcoin that's down almost 80%. We're looking at a top quality protocol like Silo, like Curve, and how much further are they going to go down in a market where we are currently having, what is it, 800 or whatever, 835 billion? It's nothing. So my prediction is the traditional markets are going to go to hell. And that's when we're going to see a turnaround, because the elite, the World Economic Forum, all those idiots on the left, on the right, the Democrats and the Republicans or whatever they are, they're all puppets. But one thing is sure. Mathematically, the current fiat monetary system will implode, and they need to introduce a new system, and they cannot do it with force. CBDC. This is why I think, and that's why I really always try to share with you everything that's going on that is going towards mass adoption, implementation. We are really seeing the migration from traditional legacy, finance, but also industries among insurance, travel, you name it, migrating onto the blockchain. So really, I think it's only a matter of time until we touch down to the bottom. But who knows? It's, I don't know shit about crypto, as you know. Remember, CBDC regulation is more important than ever. Go in and go to Atlantic Council. You can all track it there and see what's going on. And I know Samuel from Nigeria. He's already. You should actually share, Samuel. Are you using the Nigerian coin already there? Are you already using a CBDC? Let us know. Okay. So some of the news are mass adoption news again. So the European Investment Bank they issued their first ever digital bond on a public blockchain. So the EIB, the spearheads market development in blah, 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 blah. So they launched a euro 100 million 2-year bond, and they placed it with key market investors, representing the market's first multi-dealer-led primary issuance of a digitally native token using public blockchain technology. It's a big step in the right direction. And the project was selected by Banque de France as a part of its central bank digital currencies sphere. And similar to the European investment bank's role in green bonds or risk-free rates, the new digital bond issuance may pave the way for market players to adopt blockchain technology for issuance of financial securities. I don't know. I think there was some more news about this. I think there were some other big banks, but the fact that Banque de France, I mean, they are getting there. They are setting up the infrastructure. They are preparing for the Web 3.0. And you need an infrastructure to be fully operational before you can have, people, society, the world's population migrating onto that too. And that's where we're going to make the money. So the next thing is another important piece of news. FTSE Russell, the company behind the London Stock Exchange benchmark FTSE 100 equity index, they have rolled out a set of measures for the digital asset market. So the FTSE Global Digital Asset Index series, which is going to be, comprises 8 indexes ranging from large and mid-cap assets down to micro-cap, and maybe there should be micro-coins, right? So the indices or indexes, they're developed with digital asset research, and they will monitor data from hundreds of exchanges to define the investable universe, is what they said. And the firm unveiled a plan to roll out a crypto index in December when it announced the development of one covering 43 digital assets. I mean, what do I really know? I'm just, reading the news here. So the next piece of news that I'm not so happy about, and I don't know what you think. It goes without saying, we had a small position, remember, a small position, and shame on me, but that is what happens in Adana, and we lost it. And the only thing that I'm, because this is the first full loss that we have ever taken here on this channel, and this happens, and Betty, she's still angry, and there will be no soup tonight. But I was surprised today when Charles, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, when I saw, his statement. And basically, the way that I saw it was that Charles, I mean, I like his honesty, right? And he came out and said he wasn't, through their fund, the Cardano fund, that they were exposed and invested into Adana. And that was actually for me, I knew, there's always risk involved, but I thought, if Charles is involved, then we can be involved, right? Betty, at least, because, I don't own anything, and I'm pretty happy. But that Charles also came out and basically announced that he was also himself quite surprised, and I mean, I guess we are to believe it, because I love Charles, and he's never given us a reason not to believe him, but he himself seemed surprised. He himself said that they have lost everything, and he even expressed some discomfort, and that he was basically, I felt that he was disappointed in the team. Now, as that may be, I do think, and this is what his last statement was, that you see, so Charles, he was saying, shares the project never disclosed problems regarding the shortage of funds. He claims that the failure of the project is due to leadership issues. Yeah, let's see. Moreover, he shared that he anticipates crypto media to now dominate the project failure and frame Cardano as dead or failing or succumbing to the same forces that killed FTX. And I have to agree with him. You see, we don't know what's going on, right? But you would assume that if Charles is investing, and God knows, and this is why when some of you were asking about Akala and Kusama and Karura, and that's why I said, yeah, I believe in the Akala dollar, I believe in Karura, I believe in Akala. I do believe that these will be the main DeFi platforms within the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. And that was actually why I thought it was okay to invest at such an early stage, even though it was a small amount, I have to say, into Adana. Now, what should have happened, as it happened with Akala and Karura, because we all know that they also got hacked, right? The AUSD. But what did they do? What did Akala do? Well, they came out, they faced the music, and they said, you know what, this and this and this happened. They shared the information, and they have done everything transparent in order to bring things back. And even though the AUSD is still not trading, is still not on pair with $1, let me just look what it's trading at. I still believe that it will eventually, go back to its spec. It's trading at 69 cents on the dollar, the AUSD. However, what I'm saying is what should have happened is that Adana, they should have called up Charles and said, hey, we got a problem. We need funding. And Charles, he should have put in funding to this project. So right now, Charles is saying, oh, this is bad. The media is going to blame me, Cardano, and they're idiots. They just left. And that's a real shit show. Yeah, it is a real shit show. However, then do something about it, Charles. Put some money in. Hire some programmers and get the price back on track. Now, I really do not know if that's going to happen, but I did say 2 days ago, I'm not selling my Betty's Adana tokens, because I think that would be a way to save. And what we have seen in the ecosystem or in the blockchain or the cryptocurrencies space is that often when some protocols, not always, but often when some protocols, they got hacked or scammed or, something went wrong, usually you actually come out stronger. Not always, of course, but from the big coins, this is what you should expect. So I think that what I think is, Charles, he should stop whining. He should not point fingers, and he should take some of those sweet, sweet, lovely, sexy-looking money that he has a lot of and put it in, hire some programmers, and get it back up on track. Otherwise, it's gonna have negative impact. Let me know what you say about that. Another thing, this is not so crypto related, but it's maybe also, I don't know, is he getting old, but it's a warning, right? Warren Buffett, he's been, outperformed Bitcoin over the last 5 years, and he's mighty proud of that. Mighty proud, he's saying. What does they call him? The Obama, the hammer from Nebraska or something. So, nevertheless, the stock of Berkshire Hathaway has added 65%, while Bitcoin is only up 48% if you look at a 5-year period. And of course, it's not good, because I know we all respect good old Warren, right? He is probably the most successful investor alive today. And when you got 93 years behind you, well, yeah, But I don't know. It's not because I believe, I still believe in the future of finance. Let's hope that he's just too old. But remember that this year in April, he did say, right, that he would refuse to buy every single Bitcoin in existence for as little as $25 if he had such a chance. I think the reason why he doesn't want to do that is because when you're 93, he's not going to relive another 30 years, right? Like my grandma is also around the same age, so probably they stick to what they know. But let me know what you think. I just wanted, it's never nice, it's never good when you have an individual that I truly do respect coming out and going against what your core beliefs are, right? Now, when good old, Joe Biden or all those other idiots or Zelensky here from Ukraine, whatever they say, then you do the exact opposite, but not in these cases. Anyway, when we go back here and look at the comparison between Berkshire or Warren Buffett's price and Bitcoin, well, then you can see obviously the red one is Bitcoin, and it did outperform, for since the middle of 20, and it outperformed greatly. One thing that we can identify by this chart is that Warren Buffett, he knows how to invest in in consistent, low volatile investments. However, what I would like to say is that I know that he cannot, because he has such big positions and, multi-billionaire, but we did better, right? Because we did sell at the top and now we are entering. We are swing traders, right? Swing traders is like the swinging, right? And so therefore, we have outperformed him by far. However, and that's one thing that I'm sure you need to learn, we all need to learn from Warren Buffett, is that he's a real long-term investor. Not a swing trader, not a short-term trader, certainly not a day trader. So that's then we're moving on to the last piece of news. And that is we're going to talk a little bit about Ukraine. And I want to talk about Ukraine because I think that this war that's going on is a fucking joke. And my good friend Jimmy Dore, I can't say it because I still live here, right? But I let him say it, what he thinks of the current puppet regime.
So there you go. There's your piece of shit Ukrainian president who everybody still thinks is a hero because they watch the news and think it's real. Congratulations, you dumb.
I love it. No, currently there's a big belief that Ukraine is going to enter the European Union, and they have in fact also received their candidate status. But there are some other, countries that doesn't really want it and is a little bit against it. This is going to be 1 minute, and it's really not just about Ukraine coming in or not. So, currently they're all portraying the Hungarian president and the prime minister as, being a bad man, because apparently he doesn't want to accept Ukraine. So what he did here, I cannot pronounce his name, but he did underline that Hungary will not be supporting any kind of solution that takes the European Union forward in the direction of joint debt. We don't believe that this is a good direction for the European Union, because if it puts itself and its member states into debt with relation to several issues and concerning increasingly large sums of money in the future. So basically, he's saying, we cannot take another big poor country into the European Union, because that would just increase the debt of the European Union. And then we have here, it's a bad picture, but this is some other minister here. And what is he here? I mean, he's the foreign minister or something. What he's saying is the reason why they don't want Ukraine to come in is the European Union was not created to be a debt union. So again, this is a move that goes against the European treaties and goes against the vision we have for the future of Europe, is what he said. And you know what I'm going to say to him and all the other presidents and politicians? Either they are fucking stupid or they're lying. Everything the European Union is a debt union. And I will go on to show that. So today I went in and I looked at the page from, this is from the facts that they get from the European Central Bank. Now, first of all, I wanted to know how much debt, not debt to GDP, how much debt does the European Union currently hold or owe? And you can see here, so it's pretty simple. The European Union government debt is currently around, and I mean, I don't even know if you can see this number. 1,274,0563, and then euro million. Now, what are we talking here? I mean, but okay, it is 12 trillion. So by the end, and this is here, this is by in 2021, right? Even though we're in the end of 2022, but this is the figures that we got. So currently, the debt of the European Union is around 12 trillion. Well, then I thought, why don't we go in and look? Well, here you see the same chart, yeah, right? It's just, it's the same, but different charts. So I said, why don't we go in and look what the European Central Bank has actually provided, basically This is the euro area money supply M2, right? So this is the money that they have basically printed, issued. And you can see that the money supply M2 in the euro area decreased, blah, blah, blah. But here it's around 15 trillion. So basically what you can see here is that exactly since, you know, the European Union got launched, when was it, in 2012? So we go back here 10 years. This chart here, this line, is exactly the debt mirrors the money supply. Now you're gonna say there's a little cross here in the chart, right? It goes you know, more up, steeper up, and here it's more, I don't know how to say, you know, find out. That's simply because that with the money supply, they are already having, you know, they're anticipating what the numbers are going to be in 2022. It's a bit of a forecast. And when it comes to the current debt, we are, you know, this line, once this chart will go into 2022, they're gonna mirror each other, like exactly like when we look at the level of market manipulation as we look at every day when we start here, right? It doesn't want to show it here again. Just like these charts, they mirror and correlate exactly the same, the debt and the money supply. I went on then, you know, really to clarify. So I went on also to the German, you know, to their public website, and it just here recently, this is, when was this? I mean, this article is a few days, but this was from 28th of September, that the public debt rose to 2.3 trillion euros in the first half of 2022. But this is only for Germany. I mean, I did as much as I could in order to verify that the amount of debt that the European Union is holding is equal to the amount of money that's been printed. So fuck him when the Hungarian president says that this is not a debt union. You tell me, what is it then? That's all I got to talk about today. Let's go back to the chat and let's wish each other then a fantastic evening. I'm hungry. So what do you say? Yeah, I'm holding your beer, Tom B. I'm holding your beer. And what do you say? Crypto Charlie. Betty, she's the boss. No, she's the boss. But she can get pretty fucking angry when we invest in Adana, right? I mean, she didn't want to hear any of that. But let's hope that CeeLo and other good coins will do that good. So, yeah, please, yeah, Jose, thank you so much. Please give, we are the littlest channel on the interweb. You know, if you give us a like, I'll give you a kiss. And Betty maybe too. So let's see, are there any? Well, that's it. CeeLo's first con ever. Ever on freebie from doing quiz on coin. Wow, that's good. Interesting. I love your humor, though, Panos. You know, sometimes I think we're finished for today, so I'm just gonna chit chat a little bit away. I mean, making this little stream here of ours, it actually takes a lot of time. I mean, there's so many components, right? I always like to look at you know, other, you know, when you see professional anchors speaking or comedy shows and so on, and you know, you always envision yourself that you can do that, but in the end of the day, of course, you cannot. Even though we are 3 people here working hard, but I hope that the information that we provide is important. Remember, what I really wanted to give you, you know, besides the fact that we invested, or Betty invested into CeeLo, you know, that's one thing. It's about trying to understand the sentiment of all the other idiots and analysts, the circus that's going on. The reason why I did say that you should watch the entire stream is because I wanted, you know, to get to the point that I got to in the end, that the monetary system decides everything. When we watch those idiots talking about you know, the interest rates, and it's gonna increase by 0.5% or 0.7%, it's all nonsense. It's a circus. So we need, and that's at least what I try. I try to read between the lines. Of course, I follow if it goes up 0.5, but I don't put that much emphasis on it. Now, are we gonna be right again? You know, and even if we are gonna go down and see 8,000 in Bitcoin, I couldn't care less. I really think at these prices, these levels, what we have done in the last 1.5 years shows that we know what we're doing. I love you all. I love you so much. I thank you for being here. And I check it. It's in the charts right now. Okay, I will look at DPI. You want me to look at it now? Okay, then let's go look. Let's go look. 1 second here. DBI. What is DBI? What are you? You know, if I was as big as Bitcoin, as BitBoy or Ivan, right? They just announce a token and then the price goes into the skies. Don't buy Ino. Is that the one you were talking about? What is that? What is that? Market cap 6 million. Geht dir nix an. Sag mir, was das ist. Schreib mir auf Telegram. Soll man da investieren oder was ist das? Okay, guys, I love you. I thank you for being here. I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow, but we're going to launch some other videos. Stay the way you are. Love yourself first. Only when you love yourself first, you can love other people. I created this channel only out of love. And the fact that you are here, that gives me so much joy, energy, and power to fight for what is really important, that I get my kids back in June 2023. 2023 is certainly going to be a very, very important year. The year of the comeback.
Can I tell you something? You ain't met the real you.